All right. Okay. So I'm Shannon. I don't know if you guys were on here last week, but Meredith Eckert, Robin Constantopoulos, Eva Sachs, and me, we are all doing this You Get Over Your Damn Self study. And I'm super excited about it. I don't know about you guys, but this book absolutely changed my life. So let me go back in and mute. I'm going to be doing all this technical stuff at the same time, so bear with me. Okay. And then you guys can put it on here. There you are, Eva. All right, awesome. Let me find you. Where are you? There you are. Gotcha. I'm going to unmute you so that you can say stuff too. All right, you're unmuted. Okay. So, first of all, gosh, how are you guys doing? It's last night of the month. I mean, it's exciting, especially with what Cincy's going to be coming out with tomorrow. Are you guys excited about that?
I'm excited.
I know, right? So Robin can't be with us. She's not feeling very well. And so that's why I had to go in and make a link and everything because I didn't realize it wasn't set up yet. But anyway, so what do you guys think of the book? You like it so far?
I love it.
Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, it is so awesome. And Eva, like, you can like plug in whenever you want to. I've taken so many notes and then I also have something else I want to share. So I guess I'll just dive right into it.
Yeah, just do your thing, girl.
All right. So the thing that I absolutely love about this book is that she just cut straight to the chase. I mean, she tells you like it is, and she lets you know right ahead, you know, this is what's ahead of you. If you don't like it, then get out. And I like people to be very upfront with me, and I like to know exactly what I'm getting into. And I feel like she does such a great job in this book that you guys are going to come off of reading this book and be ready for the fall like you've never, ever been ready for the fall before. So I have taken some notes, and if you guys want to share anything or if you see anything, you know, that someone else is sharing, just stop me because I wanted to just jump right in. Okay. All right. So, this book talks about in the very, very, very beginning, she goes ahead and just knocks it out of the park with why people fail. Right. And she also talks about 3 buckets. All right. So you guys can follow along with me if you want to. You can pull up the PDF if you want to, but I am going to kind of go in order. But when she talks about the 3 buckets in this business, she's talking about the people who always buy from us. That's the first bucket. The people who always buy for us and they continue to buy from us and they refer us. She's talking about the second bucket happens to be the people who buy from us and love it so much that they actually decide to join us on our journey. And then the third bucket is that people who will refer you. They're not interested in buckets 1 or 2, but they are interested in referring you. And I want to expound on that. A lot of times whenever when I first got into Cincy, and I would have basket parties that would go out to different people, and they would come back with like $25, $50, $10, whatever. In the very beginning, I wrote those people off. I was like, you know what? They're not going to do that. But constantly they asked me for the baskets all the time. Every time I put a basket party up there with my face, who wants a basket party? They'd always comment. And I'm like, why? Really? Why is she commenting? And guys, I'm going to be like really candid about this because I feel like we have to be real with each other and vulnerable in order to really do well in our businesses. So I was like, you know, why does she always comment? She never, ever gets me $200 in orders. No, I'm just going to ignore that. Okay. I found out through a book called The Tipping Point that the people who really want to share your name, really want to get the free stuff, really want to get the baskets and they always have them all the time, even though they don't get your orders, they don't qualify for parties, they're called mavens. And yes, Cincy has a new thing called Maven with our follow-ups, but they're called mavens because they can spread your name faster than a paid advertisement. And I'm going to give you an example of a maven. Let's say you're setting up at an event and you have your new bricks out and you have your new samples. And let's say you made a sample of pineapple pucker. All right. A maven would come up to you, and I bet every one of you guys have someone like this. So as I'm telling you this and describing this, whether you do events or not, this happens at parties, this happens when you're out and about. This happens on Facebook. This happens if you ever are in a yard sale site. You're not supposed to be selling Scentsy on a yard sale site, but you'll see that some people do break the rules, and you'll see a lot of people that have commented under them. These are the people who always want something free. So they'll walk up to your event table and they'll be like, hey, how's it going? And they'll have their kid with them or something, and you're sitting there, and they'll say, oh, wow, do you have any samples? Any free samples? Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, can I have more than one? All right. Well, I'm going to get like 3, 4. Oh my gosh, they smell so good. What is this? Oh, it's pineapple? Oh, do you know that the pineapples are on sale over down there at Lowe's Foods? They're on sale. And if you get the coupon in the paper on Tuesday, you can cut it out and you can get all the produce half off. But also you can go to the farmer's market on Thursday because they'll have fresh pineapples there. So you always want to remember that. Oh my gosh, what's that? Is that whiffs? Are those the laundry things? Can I have a couple of those? Well, can I have like maybe more than one? I can share them with some people. Oh my gosh, what is this? Lavender? Oh my gosh, I have the best lavender lotion. There's a girl from doTERRA and she sells this lavender oil. I know you guys have oils, but oh my gosh, this is so good. And what they'll do is they will continue to tell you about every sale, every person they've ever got anything free from, every opportunity, because they're know-it-alls. They're absolutely know-it-alls. And what they're going to do is as they're leaving your table, they're like, okay, well, thank you so much for the samples. Let me know when you get those new scents because I want to smell those too. And I'll do a basket party. And you know she's not going to do well. And then she's going to walk out of the area where your table is, and she'll be like, hey, guys, y'all go see Shannon over there at Scentsy Samples. She has some pineapple puckers and some whiffs. It's so good, y'all. Go over there. And she'll continue to share your name. So that third bucket is super important right now for you to sit down and think about who are the people that absolutely drive you crazy because they always want free stuff. You know that they don't do basket parties very well, but yet they refer the mess out of you. That's going to be your mavens. They're going to be the people that are going to bring your new hostesses, your new customers, and even people who join your team. I have people all the time that send me people and say, hey, I was talking to this girl about my Scentsy warmer, and she asked me who I bought Scentsy from, and so I gave her your name and number. I hope it's okay, but do I get anything free for doing that? I mean, I'm serious. These are those kind of people. So in the bucket list where she's talking about that, to me, that is like one of the most important people that she's talking about. Does anyone have anybody like that in their life that you can think of? You know, maybe it's someone who you see at the daycare all the time whenever you bring in, you know, samples, or at school or at work or anywhere. Exactly. So write them down. And here's the key. Keep a basket party just for them. Make them feel as special as a queen. I made these for you. I want you to keep these because every time you send me somebody, I've got something for you. And they will send you people. They will send you orders. They will send you everything because you are making them feel special. People in the Maven category, they want to feel appreciated all the time. That is why they're always looking for the coupons and they're always knowing about the sales because they have all this knowledge to be able to pass on to other people. And they feel good whenever they've actually told someone something they know about. So I want you guys to do that, okay? What do you say when they want the free thank you? What do I say when they want the free thank you? Are you talking about like whenever they want something free? Maybe you can reword that and I can understand. Anytime someone sends me an order, anytime they send me a person to join my team, or anytime they send somebody to book for me, I give them something free. It doesn't matter what it is. I give them something. I give them something. I mean, I don't care what it is. I give them Scent Circle. They don't care. They are not looking for like a $50 Scentsy Go or a diffuser. They just want something. You could pamper them with like a little mesh bag full of all kinds of samples of the bricks or the crystal collection, and they'd be happy. You can also let them know though, if you happen to sell, $200, you still get the free and the half off. But I have one girl who sends me about $25, maybe $40 a month. And so we have actually kept up with, gosh, girl, do you know that you've sent me over $300 in orders over the last 3 months? If you want to get a free warmer next time, let me know. Because I'm going to award them for keep doing what they're doing because it's helping my business. And I'm going to be able to get my name and my number and, a new customer that way. So that's something I really, really want to talk to you about. When they say, hey, I gave your name and number to someone, do I get something for free? I think I answered that. Do you think I answered that, Eva?
Yeah. And
Okay.
what I tell them, you know, like one time there was a lady on Facebook, she must have been like, hey, I'm looking for a Scentsy consultant. A friend of mine tagged my name. Should other people respond too? But I messaged the girl, she messaged me back. She ordered online, and even though I lived close, I could have delivered. She ordered online. So the girl that referred, I messaged her and I said, hey, you're going to get a free Scentsy bar for sending the referral to me. And she's like, thank you so much. So don't you think that she's going to keep sending people to me? And now that one customer has bought for me 2 more times. She bought a week later again, wanted some bars. I said, just let me bring them to your house. I don't want you to pay shipping. I was out with my son. I had 3 trays of bars. I stopped by. Her 2 sisters were there. Her sisters bought bars too. So she's going to get, 2 free bars because her sisters bought bars. So you just kind of keep paying it forward. But that's like their love language. It's like they know they're not going to be able to spend a lot of money. They may not be able to collect $200 in orders, but it's like, hey, they're going to give me something free because I did this. Even shout outs on Facebook, things like that to them. They love that stuff. Love, love, love it.
That's perfect because exactly that's what it. Whenever you look and you see that kind of behavior, it just needs to be rewarded every single time. And shout outs on Facebook is huge because not only are you showing them on their page, how much you appreciate them, but people are seeing that too, and their friends are seeing that too.
Yep.
So, all right. So to me, that was one of the most important things for the 3 buckets. Do you want to share anything, Eva, from the 3 buckets that you took?
No, you're good. I just, that little bit there that I wanted to share about the love language.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. So does anyone else want to share anything or about the 3 buckets? If not, we'll move on. Yes. Scent circles. Scent circles are always great to have.
Mm-hmm.
If you have half offs, use it for scent circles. If you have free stuff, use it for scent circles. Use it for scent circles and bulbs. That's what I always do. Because if people are looking for bulbs, they probably haven't smelled the new scents. They probably haven't, seen a book in a while. So you can book parties just from sharing a bulb with someone. If you always have a basket party with you when you meet them with that bulb.
And so easy to mail out. Like when you mail them out and they're flat, so easy to mail versus a car bar is like $3 in an envelope just because of the thickness,
Mm-hmm.
The scent circles are nice to mail out as a thank you.
That's right. Okay, let's see. How about when you have a Facebook party and you bust your butt posting and doing games and getting orders and the party ends up almost $1,000, then the hostess doesn't even buy anything. She didn't even use her her half offs. She just wanted the free stuff. You can auction off the half offs. That's what I do. I'll let people know. I'll let the hostess know, hey, you know what? This is a great way for us to be able to get bookings. This is a great way for people to really engage on your Facebook party. Why don't we, do a drawing for the half offs or something like that? Or you can use the half offs and you can get the scent circles and things. But yeah, that's going to happen. People don't like to spend money, especially whenever they're having parties. I have so many people that would just get bulbs for half offs. And I'm like, oh no, I'm going to use their half off. I'll get them a bulb for $2. So yeah, that's what I do. I even give scent packs. People have been asking for them to use in their car. Yeah, but Eva, with the scent circles, mailing them, it won't cost you any extra money. Always have them on hand. It really makes people's days. If I see someone out and they'll have a tree hanging in their car, I'll hand them a scent circle and my information on it and say, I just want to give this to you because you need to get rid of that. I'm serious. I mean, I'll do that. But for her not to even get any of the orders made me so mad. I got every one of them. Okay. Yeah, we've all been there. I know that. But make the best of it with the half offs. And
is this we're still talking about the half off, her not using the half offs, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so let me add something on this. We need to keep in mind that we do not know someone else's situation at all. Okay, so who knows what she has going on at home? She could have one of those husbands, the boyfriend, whoever, that's like, I don't want you spending any extra money. And I can honestly say in 7 years, I've only ever had one person that was like, I don't want to spend any money on half off. None. Zero. I don't want to spend anything. I'm like, you don't even want to get a light bulb for $1. No. Of course, I'm not going to make her pay that $5 fee for not using her half offs. Of course, I'm not going to pay it. I would just get a light bulb for $1, right? But we never know their situation. Look at the big, gigantic, amazing picture. This was $1,000 party. So what? You know what, girl? You don't want to use your half off? Whatever. We'll gift them to your guests, whatever. And then just call it a day. The fact that you had $1,000 party is like big. And that she's like the best hostess ever. Even sometimes if the hostess is like, I just want to get a mini warmer with my half off, I'll put it in as a combo and I pay the difference and I'm getting 3 bars and I'm paying the difference. Do you know what I'm saying? You can make the most of it that way. But yeah, I wouldn't let that get to you at all. Look at the silver lining in that, big time.
Yeah, especially. And I'm sure that you offered to flip the party, but
oh yeah, always first offer to flip. And don't give up on her, because I've had them tell me no for 5 years, and then they do.
That's right.
Yep.
Originally she wanted to do the party to use the rewards to buy a starter kit. Well, that's fantastic. I mean, she'll probably join in the fall if she didn't join right now. Keep loving on her, keep showing her a lot of appreciation, and I bet she'll come around. Okay. So the next thing, when she talks about 4 reasons people fail, did that not just speak right to you? I thought that was just right to the heart. The first reason, that they're not coachable, that made me think of, am I coachable? And I'm talking about being coachable not only by following directions from, Scentsy, but do I do self-development? Do I plug into myself? Do I invest in myself? The people who do that, they are going to really succeed in this business. You guys reading this book and showing up here tonight, this is being coachable. So the one thing that she said that was really important was that you needed to make sure you were 100% coachable. So over here in the comments, I want every single one of you guys to write that you are 100% making a commitment that you are 100% coachable. Because that is one of the first things that you have to be in order to do well in this business. You want to add to that, Eva?
Yeah, that, you just have to take full responsibility for it, saying, that the commitment lies on you. We are all still able to learn, and I would say that a lot of people that are really successful in this business are reading all the time, reading books, listening to audios, always trying to listen to trainings, participating in things like this. All these things help. If you're telling yourself, oh, I know it all, there's nothing to learn, then that's not going to work. And obviously, you guys are here for a reason, so you're willing to start on that.
And it's really interesting when you find a book that really speaks to you. I was reading a book by Simon Sinek. It's so good. And it was so good to me that I just couldn't take it all in, that I called a friend. And it was actually Robin. It was this spring. And I'm like, hey, this book is amazing. Do you want to download it? And let's just, brainstorm about it, about what we can do and how we can do our team. And she was like, yeah. So doing those kind of things, investing in yourself, even having an accountability partner to really brainstorm and take these ideas and, make them your own, really helps you in this business. So I see a bunch of people saying, I'm 100% coachable. I'll be a sponge. That's fantastic. That's exactly what you need to be. And you need to always, always be willing to learn. You're never going to know it all. Never. I'm learning things every single day. I've been in the business for 9 years. And there are some things that I'm like, wow, I can't believe I didn't know that. That was so simple. But yeah, you're never going to know it all. Okay. The next thing that she talked about was that they don't treat this business like a business. I hear that from so many people. If you're going to treat it like a hobby, you're going to get paid like a hobby. What you put into this business is what you're going to get out of it. Absolutely. 100%. And, I'm actually going to expound on that in a second with something that I have. But, I like the fact that she says that it's not net slacking. Is it network slacker instead of network marketing? Because you cannot be slack in this business. A lot of people are like, okay, it's direct sales. I should be able to put my name in the back of my car, give out a few catalogs, get out some samples, and I'm good. But if you do not do those income producing activities of getting people's names when you give them out the samples and following up with them, getting people's names who ask about your, branding on your car, getting people's names whenever you are at an event, then you're not doing the things that are going to be able to turn it from a hobby into a business. I mean, this is like, I can't remember even why you joined, but I joined just for the discount. I was scared to death to even like tell anyone that I had joined because I was scared they'd ask me to buy something from me. And the problem was that it was so good to me and it smelled so amazing. I could not keep my mouth shut about it. And people come over and go, oh yeah, Scentsy is so good. Oh my gosh, it's so great. Oh man, they're going to ask me for a book. Or we would go through a drive-through and I'd have my scent circle. And back then they were called car keys. And we'd go, your car smells so good. I'd be like, I know it's Scentsy. It's so good. We got like 80 different scents. And I'm like, what am I doing? I don't want to share this. But I found out the more and more that I shared it, the more confident I became. It was like taking a happy pill every single day when I woke up because that was my happy place. My happy place was sharing my passion of something that I love and being able to share it enough to where I knew it could change someone else's life. Because I remember the first recruit or the second recruit, the third recruit that I had, when they would come back to me and go, Shannon, this is awesome. This is so much fun. I was able to pay this, or I was able to do this. I'll never forget when one of my girls actually called me and said, I was able to quit my job. I'm like, this is why I do that. This is why I do that, because it's changing people's lives. Just like, I talked about one time, Gladys used to tell me, people are waking up to meet you. You have something that can change their life, whether it's making their house smell good or whether it's, changing their lifestyle to be able to stay home with their kids or to be able to provide more, or maybe they love their full-time job, but they just want extra fun money. You have that tool. And that's what it takes from going from a hobby to a business, is just sharing it more, finding your passion for it, making goals for yourself, because people want Scentsy. I hear it all the time. When I'm at events, people are like, I had a Scentsy consultant. She never called me. I had a Scentsy consultant. She moved away. I had a Scentsy consultant, but, I don't even know what name of the sample is because she never told me, because there's no follow-up. I think that they told us at leadership that 75% of people buy one time a year. And I think that's crazy. I said, well, they're not looking at my business or probably Eva's or Meredith's or, Robin's, because we follow up and we have enough people. And I know my team, and I'm sure you could speak for your team, Eva. We follow up. So we are out to break the statistic of one person buying 75% of the time. But if there's that many people that aren't being followed up on, think about how many more people that you're going to be able to talk to.
Right.
Do you want to share something?
Actually, yeah, I've been wanting to share this for a couple of days since Monday, but I thought I'm going to wait because an opportunity might come up during the call where I can share it. I was so excited about it. I actually texted Jason Harwood today and I'm like, I have to share this story with you. I have to share this story either today or tomorrow. And he called, he's like, share away. And I said, well, I'm calling this my, failing forward on your follow-up. That's what this story is called. So I was going through my phone and I was going to send out a group text to my customers through my Hit 'em Up app, and it addresses each customer by name, just telling them, I'm having a Memorial Day special, buy 5 bars, get 2 free. I was going to put these in a combo so they each got an extra bar for free. And I got to this one customer's name, and right away I saw her name and I thought, I'm not messaging her. And I couldn't think of how many times I've messaged her and she's ignored me, or said no. And I thought, you know what? I'm not messaging her because I just didn't feel like hearing no again. And this is me being real and honest, right? Because you get tired of it and you feel frustrated with it. So I'm like, nope, not sending her a text. And probably one of the not the last time before, she told me she was ordering from someone at work. Okay. So I thought, whatever. And I went on to the next person. Don't you know, the very next day I get an email, PWS order. There's her name. She had went online and ordered, I don't know, $45 worth of Scentsy. Now, this woman lives near me. I could get her things and drop them off to her. I don't know about you guys, but I felt bad. I felt bad because I thought, had I reached out to her, I'd have been able to provide for her what she needed. Dropped it off to her. She wouldn't have had to pay shipping. So, of course, I reached out. And I said, hey, this is so ironic. yesterday I was going through some follow-up. I wanted to reach out to you. This is what I told her. I said, but I was afraid I'd be bothering you. I didn't want to bother you. But yet I saw then that you ordered on my website. I said, and I felt awful that I did not follow up, that you paid shipping, that you bought 5 bars separate and didn't get a buy 5, get 1 free. She's like, don't ever feel bad about that, ever. She's like, you're never bothering me. If anything, I've always appreciated the fact that you were consistent in checking with me to see if there was anything I wanted. And she said, and the only reason why I was buying from the other girl, because she was at work, she was kind of new, was trying to help her out. She doesn't sell anymore. So like, you're my Scentsy girl. I came back to my Scentsy girl. And I'm like, wow. You know, it was like the light bulb went off in my head. So I made sure I figured out the difference of what she wouldn't have paid had I delivered it to her, saving her on the shipping and getting her a free bar. And of course, it didn't stop at that. I said, hey, I know you've been in your house a year. We should do a Scentsy housewarming party. We should do a Scentsy bingo party. They've been really great lately. And she said, great, let's book one next month. And June 22nd, we're doing a bingo party at her house. So it's like I failed, but then I followed up and then turned it into something great. So that's just something I wanted to share, because don't let that get in your way. I went back and I looked to see how many times she told me no. Do you know how many times she told me no? This is within a year. She told me no. I'm sorry. She ignored me on messages reaching out 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Ignores nothing back to me. The 5th time she told me no, she was buying from someone at work. The 6th time I reached out was an ignore. So that's 6 times. And no's. But then look what happened. So, yep, had to share.
That's awesome. I love those kind of stories. Someone wrote, is anyone else afraid their friends, not strangers in person and on Facebook, will get tired of hearing about Scentsy? First of all, let me just tell you, when I first started Scentsy, my husband gave me the best advice. First, I had done a direct sales company before Scentsy, just to get through a horrible divorce. And at the year mark, whenever they had to make you pay an annual fee, I decided just to get out of it. But I only did it just to get out of the divorce. So I had a really, really bad idea about direct sales. But someone told me, or my husband actually told me, he said, Shannon, you need to go outside your comfort zone. And she talks here about your business requires you to get comfortable being uncomfortable. He's like, you need to go outside your comfort zone and talk to, salons and the church and other people besides my friends and family, because my husband's from here. I'm not from here. And he was not willing to give me his friends and his family, because I had been in direct sales before and I had given up so easily. So this was actually the best advice in the whole world, even though it sounds ugly. He meant it in a great way, that if you get comfortable going and being uncomfortable, then imagine what you're going to do when you come back to your friends and your family. And so what I did was I went to the church. I gave 2 night lights as a gift for pastoral appreciation, and gave a cube of wax or a bar of wax to the pastors. And what was happening were people were going in there and talking to them. And when they were doing their counseling and things, they were like, why does your office smell so good? They'd be like, oh, well, Graham Shannon gave it to me. And they'd start calling me. It took 3 years for my friends and family to really start buying from me, because I got so good at talking to strangers and just like really challenging myself to meet 5 new people before I came home, that I didn't show my friends and family that much attention, to where they started wanting to know more. Now, your question is, how are you don't want them to be afraid that they're going to get tired of hearing about it. You need to show appreciation and value, because if you start with your friends and your family, you don't want to exhaust that circle. You do want to move outside your comfort zone, but you want to show them value. I mean, my sister's not on here. She was a consultant for a while, but she's not anymore. But she wants free stuff every time she comes to my house. And I'm like, really? Can't you buy a warmer? Can't you buy a bar? Really? Because your friends and family are going to think you can give them more things free, right?
Yep.
Why not just challenge yourself? Go outside your comfort zone, push yourself to meet those new people before you come home. And then your business you won't have that kind of feeling. Does that answer your question? Because show them value, show them that they are appreciated so much, but move away from your friends and family and go outside your comfort zone right away. It's the best advice I ever had in this business.
And I think also when it comes to Facebook, you need to make sure that you're not being salesy. you're not posting buy this, this is what the price is. You're showing the pictures that Scentsy gives us to share. Show how you're using Scentsy in your home. That's how I've gotten most of my orders and recruits. It's like, I bet your laundry doesn't smell as good as mine does today. And you're showing a picture of, your laundry and your laundry care. And they're like, I didn't know you had laundry care. Well, let me send you a sample. When you send them a sample, send them joint opportunity information too. And guess what? Sometimes they sign up. So it's more about how you're using it. You're sharing what Scentsy does for you in your life. How you're able to do this with your children or whatnot, because Scentsy allows that. It's how Scentsy's helping you, but not the sales part of it, if that makes sense. Because I think sometimes people get sick of that part. They feel like you're pushing the selling down their throat. And that's what makes them hit the hide you button. Yeah. And like where she says, when I say you have to talk to people all the damn time, I am not kidding. And one of the girls that's in this group, I'm not sure if she's on tonight, but Jen Mumaw, she was recruiting Rockstar last year, level 4 earner. And she said, I literally talk to everyone about Scentsy. So, yeah, always sharing it.
And a good test is like, does everybody in your neighborhood know you sell Scentsy? That kind of like put me in check, because I was talking to a girl one day just walking around the neighborhood, and I had a Scentsy shirt on, and she goes, hey, you know what? I think there's a girl back there that sells Scentsy. I don't know her name, and I had never talked to her, but I think she has like a van with her name on it. I think that's the same logo. I was like, that's me. I'm not doing my job. People in my neighborhood don't know I sell. So yeah, you just got to really push yourself. And like she said on Facebook, brand yourself and with what you're doing. When it talks about 80%, that you need to put 80% into your business, and then 20%, I think that's what she says, 80-20. Think about when the oxygen mask comes down on an airplane. The first thing you want to do is you want to be able to help your kids, obviously, so that they won't suffocate or, die. But you have to put it on you first, because you have to be alive and well in order to take care of those around you. This is the same way in your business. You've got to take care of you first. This is your follow-ups, your bookings, your recruiting conversations, and your personal sales. That is why Scentsy has this compensation plan designed that you don't get paid on your people until you hit $500. And we get these trips and we get these accolades from our personal business, not just our team business. Yes, our team help us promote and help us with our group wholesale volume, but your personal business is where it is. Because if you put all that time into your team and you put all that time into other things, your personal business will suffer. I've had it happen over the last 9 years. There have been times where I was like, wait a minute, what happened to my team? It's like, or what happened to my business? And I'd have to look and say, how much time am I putting in here? So the fact that she talks about that is really, really important, that you take care of you first before you do anything else. Do you agree with that, Eva?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
And self-development, it's 80% personal business, 10% team, 10% self-development. That's going to be this, reading books. That's going to be listening to podcasts. If you're in the car and you just listen to music, go on a podcast. You won't believe what listening to a motivational video will do for you. If you hear like Matthew McConaughey's or Denzel Washington's or Will Smith's or whatever it is, or just Google on YouTube, best motivational video ever, you might get Mel Robbins, you're going to be wanting to pick up that phone and make those calls, because it's going to get you that excited. And if you can do those things and take care of yourself and plug into yourself, then your team is really going to thrive, because you're going to be able to put that into them for the 10%, and your business is going to really thrive.
Yeah.
So that's the part about that you got to treat it more as a business than a hobby. Okay, the next thing is that they're not willing to get uncomfortable. Well, I think we kind of just talked about that you just got to go outside your comfort zone. You have to. You can do this by doing events, small events. I don't ever tell people to go bite really big chunks off really quickly. There's all kinds of fun, small events that you can find. If you can't find them, then get with some other vendors and have a blender vendor, where all of you guys take turns doing it at each other's houses, or have your own open house. But you have to do something that gets your name out there. You just can't ride around with your name in the back of your car and on your shirt and hope and pray that people come up to you. That's not what she means by getting uncomfortable. Sorry. and get choked. You want to share something?
Yeah, I do. I wanted to answer Annette's question. She said, does that really work as far as wearing your shirt? It's one of those things where it's like it opens that opportunity, and this happened to me once before, like you could be standing in line at the grocery store and maybe it's moving fast and you don't have time where you want to stand there and have this conversation with the cashier, right? About Scentsy. People are waiting and whatnot. And it's such a brief moment. You don't feel comfortable, maybe doing that. But if you have a shirt on, that shows them who you are. If you don't have on that shirt, how do they know, right? It happened to me at Five Below. Checking out, the lady behind the cashier says, "You're a Scentsy consultant." And I thought, how does she know? Duh, blonde moment. Had my Scentsy shirt on. I'm like, yeah. She's like, do you have a catalog? I was like, actually, I do. And I did. I had one in my purse. And she said, I met a lady that was a consultant. She said she was going to bring me buy a catalog. She never did. So there you go. Had I not had that on, would she have asked me about Scentsy? No. Is every time that you're out with a Scentsy shirt on, someone going to ask you about Scentsy? Probably not. But you have a better chance if you have something on. So, it's all those little things. They all add up.
Yeah. I like to wear, I do wear a lot of Scentsy stuff, but I got a lot of people asking me whenever I made the Wax Boss or Scent Boss, or ask me how my job could change your life, or, even having the really big button on that says Need Scentsy. That Becca, she has, like, if you want to do something really fun, YouTube Excuse Busting by Becca Levi. She has a 30-day excuse busting thing that she'll push you outside your comfort zone. And that's something I did. She has this really big button, mine's somewhere in here, and it says Need Scentsy. And it's this big, guys. It's like that big. And it's so that people will say, what's that button for? Like, thank you so much for asking me about my button. I'm actually doing a challenge right now where I have to talk to some people, and it gives you a reason to talk to them. When we went to New Orleans, I told my husband, I said, when I go to New Orleans for leadership, I'm going to meet 20 new people. And he's like, how are you going to do that? There's going to be like thousands of Scentsy consultants there. I'm like, because not everybody is willing to go outside their comfort zone. And my team saw me. I would go and eat at a restaurant, and I would say straight out to the waitress, hey, I'm doing a challenge with my team, and because I'm giving them the challenge, I have to do the challenge too. So I'm going to give you a sample in a book. Can I take a picture with you and put it on my team page, let them know I did it? And what are they going to say? Well, what is it? Oh my gosh, that smells so good. Oh, it's Scentsy. Do you have a consultant? So of course they don't have one because they don't know what it is. So you wouldn't believe how many people I met in New Orleans that did not know what Scentsy was, and the Scentsy consultants were there. There were a ton of people that I met on Bourbon Street that had a sample, had no idea who gave it to them, what it was. They just knew it smelled good. Because when I gave them one, they go, oh, I got one of these last night, but I don't know what her name was or anything. So you've got to really, really push yourself out there. And if you want to challenge yourself, just tell them, hey, I'm doing a challenge where I'm really, trying to get myself out there. I want to talk about something I love. Be honest, be vulnerable, be real. People like that. And my team seems to really like it when we do fun challenges like that. Danette Kroll is like my upline. And I remember like 5 years ago, she was like, every person who goes out and takes a picture with a new person holding the book will go on a drawing. I'm like, oh, I do that every day. That'll be easy. And but when I started getting other people to do it, they were just like, oh, are you kidding? How did you get them to want to take the picture? How did you? But it's all about making them feel appreciated, making them feel valued. And hey, you know what? You can keep the sample. It's free. So you just got to really be willing to be hungry enough. That's number 4, to get out there. And when you get out there, it's just going to change your business, because maybe you don't need the money, but maybe you need the sense of belonging to a family. And that's where a lot of people have joined in the millennial generation that's in my team. They've told me, I just wanted to belong to something that made me feel really good. Or maybe, there are people who say, you know what, I don't care if I go on the trips, but I do need the extra money because I want to be able to just take my family on a trip. I might not want to go on the cruise. Or there's all these reasons, guys, that people join, and it's not monetary. For me, whenever I joined, it was not about the money. It was just, like I told you, it's about the discount. But my husband asked me one day, about a year in, whenever I became a director, and said, Shannon, why do you work so hard? Because I can totally take care of us. Why do you do this? And I said, because I can. And I think it's because no one's telling me I can't anymore, because I was from an emotionally abusive relationship, which made me realize that I could. My dreams were worth it. My goals are worth it. That I am confident. People do like me. I don't stutter. And I found this out through Scentsy. So I didn't want to miss out on being with these amazing people who lifted me up every chance I could. Like, yeah, I want to be on the cruise. I want to be with these people who make me feel good about myself every single day. Because if it wasn't for them, I would probably be scared of my shadow still. So you see, people join for reasons that you just don't even know yet. And I'm hungry for that. I'm hungry for that. It wasn't about, that's why it took me a really long time to understand why people were all about the titles and why people were all about the bling, so to speak, I'd be like, I just don't get it. But see, I was being fed in a different way. I was being fed with friends and confidence. I didn't need the other stuff. But it was a blessing because we did end up having to go through a time where we struggled to where we needed my money that was coming from Scentsy. So it was a blessing, but I'm just I don't think I can stress it enough to let you know that the person that you meet tomorrow might be praying tonight for the opportunity that you could give them tomorrow. Eva, do you want to?
Yes, share? Absolutely. I was making a comment here in the chat. I know, Shannon, I don't know if you had gone on live and done your story on the group page. I hadn't yet, but I just want to share. This is something really important. It touches base on what you were saying. Do not ever, I repeat, do not ever make the decision for somebody else whether you think Scentsy is for them or not. You have no clue what's going on with other people. Someone would have looked at me and thought, she doesn't need Scentsy. Why would she want Scentsy? She has a good paying job. She makes plenty of money. She's very busy. She has a toddler. She wouldn't have time. She commutes 3 hours a day to work. But they didn't know me, and nobody offered Scentsy to me. I saw a bar of wax and thought, what's that? I Googled the information. I researched it. I joined Scentsy without owning Scentsy. And it took off for me, and it became bigger than what I ever imagined it could be. And it saved me in so many ways, but nobody would ever have offered that to me. So when you're looking at other people, don't make that decision. It's as simple as saying, have you ever thought about doing what I do? Have you ever thought about maybe earning some extra money with Scentsy? You already love it. You're already buying it. Have you ever thought about maybe making some extra money with it, or just, earning a free trip? You kind of have to know their love language, the kind of things that they want. You read what they're writing on Facebook. You see what they're commenting about, the things that you're posting and what they're saying to you. Pay attention to those things. But you don't ever make the decision, because you never know what they may need. And for me now, that is my why's changed so many times. And we'll get into that, later with our stories and whatnot. But like Shannon said earlier, it really is about seeing what this does for other people, how it changes their life. That brings you happiness when you see how much it brings to these people that join. It really does.
I was reading through some of the comments. You guys are so great. I love the interaction here.
Yeah, it's sharing a lot.
Thank you so much. But one thing I do want to tell you is that another way with the hungry part, and also with working your business more than a business, keep a mobile office in your car, a mobile office. And Eva, I know you have one. I know I have one. We can post it on the page later. If any of you guys have one, please share. But people are going to stop you and ask you for bulbs. If you're going to talk about Scentsy, be willing to have it with you. It's like the other day I had a shirt on and it had something on it, and someone asked me about it, and I knew enough about the event and what was on my shirt to where I could explain it to them and get them excited about it. And I'm like, you know what? We need to be that way with Scentsy as well. So if I'm going to talk about it, then I have to make sure that I have my mobile office with me. I got to make sure I have my catalogs with me, my samples. There's a 50-10 rule where you give out 50 samples a month. Make sure that they have names attached to each one of them whenever you give them out, so you can follow up on them. and then 10 opportunity packets a month that you can follow up with people as well. So I wanted to bring up the fact about the mobile office and the fact that, you know, just dream big, because you have no idea what this could unlock for your future. You have no idea. And she said that sometimes it takes 3 to 5 people, like later in the book, she talks about 3 to 5 people that you could meet in your life that could make you a millionaire. Seriously. Sarah Robbins talks about, if I told you to go into a room of 200 people and go ask them if they want to host, buy, or join, would you do it? And a lot of people are like, well, I don't know. But if I told you that there are 3 people in that room that are going to change your life, change your bank account, and just change your lifestyle, would you do it? And you're like, yeah, let's start taking names, because you got to start looking for that end result of what it could actually do for you. I want to tell you a couple more things and I'll let you guys go, because that kind of ended the chapter, and we'll move into, you know, chapter 2 next week. But there's 4 C's in this business that I feel like if you want to be able to succeed in this business, you have to have. And the first one, and this is also how you can identify stars on your team as you recruit them. The first thing is going to be chemistry. Whenever I joined Cincy, my degree is in veterinarian science. The reason I decided to be in veterinarian science is because I didn't like people. Isn't that hilarious? I did not like people. My ex-husband was horrible to me. I just didn't have many friends. I just thought people were horrible. So I figured I'll just be a veterinarian. The animals can't hurt my feelings, and we'll be good. Well, that's not how Cincy works, right? I have found that that was a perception in a way that I believed that people were a certain way. But when you show people how much you love them, and you show people their value, and you appreciate them, that is one of the best things as a human you can do. Giving more than you can take back is like the best thing. I mean, Eva, that's your team name.
That's my team name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the best thing. So chemistry is that you have got to be able to like the people that come into your team. I'll have people come up to me and say, you know, I got this girl on my team and I just don't want to deal with her. Well, if you want to be a leader, you got to learn how to deal with these kind of people. You're going to have difficult people. This business, you're going to have every kind of person that there is that comes across. And that is something you have to have, is chemistry. So the first C is going to be chemistry. The next one is going to be character. And this is so important to me because your character tells everything about you. If you lie, if you're not honest, and if you don't show up when you say you're going to show up, not, rely on you to get things done, it's going to tell a lot about your character. There'll be people that'll come to me and say, you know what, this girl, she wants to join, but she wants to go under this girl, but I'm going to go ahead and get her on my team because I need to promote this month. I'm like, you can't do that. If there's any kind of crack at all in your leadership, your whole foundation will crumble. No one will believe in you. There will be no one wanting to join under you because you will all of a sudden become this person who is not a reliable, no character kind of person. And I'll look for that in the people that come into our team. I'll look for people with character, people I know I can rely on. The next thing is coachability, which she talked about, being coachable. Coachable is so important. One thing that you can actually look at whenever she was talking about coachability is that, are they hungry? Are they willing to meet you where you are? And are they willing to go the extra mile? That is something that is very important. When they lack this, that's whenever you're going to see them start going to the 200 1 month out of 3. And then all of a sudden you're going to have to start calling them, letting them know, hey, you're going to terminate because they have changed from this to this. And there's usually a shift that happens. And we're going to cover that in this book. And then the fourth thing is a commitment. Are they really, really committed? And that is why in the very beginning, I had you say you were 100% committed to this. And how do you measure commitment? And I want you to remember this is so important. When someone comes to you, or even whenever you say, no one's booking with me, no one wants to join my team, I just can't get anybody to buy from me. You measure your commitment by looking at your actions. Mm-hmm. So if someone comes to me and they say to me, no one wants to buy, I'll say, well, let's look at your actions. What's the 5 new people that you've met this week? Who did you give your last samples to? Who did you give your last opportunity packets to? Oh, I don't know. I don't think I have. So their commitment isn't measuring up because their actions aren't equal to that. And that's something I do. When people call me and say that, I just, no one wants to buy from me, or, I've already, exhausted my circle. Well, when did you go outside your circle? What's some new places you've gone? And they just can't answer it. That's because they're telling me they're committed, but their actions aren't equaling up to that. So I'll look for that. And that's where your leaders are going to be born in your team, is when you find people that actually, the action measures their commitment. And you got to remember something, and this was very hard for me to accept in this business, and that was that you're not responsible for people's success, but you are responsible to their success. You're responsible to be able to guide them into the right direction. If you don't know the answer, then you guide them to the right answer. You don't give them the answers. You don't want to enable people. You don't want to just say, okay, I'll look it up for you. It'll be a lot easier. You're not going to make leaders that way. You're not going to make people who want to show up and they're hungry in this business. So I have a lot more to share, but we'll keep doing that as the book goes. And I just think it's awesome. I hope you guys are really enjoying it and that you're getting a lot of things out of this. Eva, you want to add some more?
Just thinking about, the whole actions, like Orville says, goals and actions equals results. You have to set your goals. You can't just be flying by the seat of your pants. If you have things that you want to do, you set those goals, you take the appropriate action, and then you're going to get results. And, just because, and I don't know about Shannon, but it's like, I don't judge people by their title. Do you know what I mean? There are some essential consultants that just come in, certified consultants, that I'm like, wow, look at this. I'm learning from them, the ideas that they have and the things that they're sharing. There are people that went to Africa last year that were in 6 months, and look what they did. Shannon and I, we don't know everything. We still learn. We ask questions. If we don't know the answers, we try to find out the answers. So, but we also don't know if you guys need help unless you tell us, right? So you have to always keep that line of communication open with us as well. And my team knows I am not a micromanaging type of leader. I always let them know I'm here if you need me. Always feel like you can reach out to me. And I touch base every once in a while if I'm their superstar director. But yeah, you have to know that a lot of it lies on you to self-train and learn and want and have the drive and desire for it. That's where most of it comes from.
Yep.
For some, there we go. See you now.
Do what?
I couldn't see your pretty face.
Oh.
I can see it.
Does anyone want to share anything before we end this? I'm just getting ready to end soon. So, does anyone share anything? Well, if not, you can share it on the page. But take these 4 things, and if you feel like you're failing in your business, go back and measure yourself against these things. Like, you can do this. Anybody can do this. I'm serious. If they show up every single day, they work hard, and they don't quit, you're going to be able to do it. And we believe in you. Since he believes in you, we believe in you. You got to believe in yourself. So anyway, I guess that's it, unless you have anything else to add.
I'm good. Great job, Shannon.
Thanks. Well, I'm going to be on the cruise next week, so I won't see you guys next week on the call. So I'll be looking for the recording. But you guys are amazing. So keep it up and finish off this month hard. All right?
Yep.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
We with Deanna too.
Me too, Deanna.